right, here it is, guys. We're live. We're looking for agates, hunting for treasure, we're rock hounding. Really hoping to find an agate or some sea glass. I mean, petrified wood if you can. But we'll see. We'll see what we can find. It's just after high tide, so maybe not the best time to look for agates. Everybody says go at low tide. But, you know, hey, they got to wash up sometime, so we'll see if we find anything. It'd be really nice to find a big one like that last live. So this is the second live in the Danimal Channel history. And we're out here at the beach again. You know, just spreading beach vibes, positive vibes. You know, relaxing with the surf and the waves, the sound of the ocean, the sand. It's not too windy. It's about perfect out, really. I'll say that. I mean, it's a little foggy, but it's not cold. And not windy, which is always good. The wind sometimes out here will get you. That's like a sugar agate. Toss that back. Hopefully get an agate. Yeah, with it just being past high tide, it's likely your feet are going to get wet. It happens. But we'll see. I'm going to take a stroll on down the beach. Take you guys with me. Sometimes when I'm looking for agates, yeah, it's kind of Chad, hi. Rex, Elena, Taylor and Keegan. Thank you, Elena, for loving the videos. And we just found something here. It's probably more of a jasper agate, so that's cool. We'll keep it, but we'll keep on looking. See if we can find something here. Like I say, it's just the second live. Never really went live before until last Sunday. It was kind of fun. I enjoyed it. I guess we had up to 54 people watching at one time, so that was kind of cool. I hope the phone bouncing around as I'm walking doesn't make you guys seasick. Bad joke, sorry. Yeah, you know, when you see wood like this and debris, a lot of times there's agates nearby. And like I say, don't be afraid to look in the footsteps, because sometimes people aren't looking for agates. They're just walking along the beach. Or maybe they just didn't see it. You know, I'm sure I pass up tons of them. Yeah, last live, there's that log that we walked by. Remember, I was talking about all the way past that log where the tide was. And that's that same log there. And the agates are lighter than rocks, so they tend to be right on top. And usually out where the surf has just gone, you know. So we'll cruise along, see what we can find. I was out here the other night, didn't find one agate at all. Yeah, You know, it's just it's the luck sometimes, you know. I mean, I consider myself to be lucky. I like to think I'm lucky, you know. I think the more you think you're lucky, the luckier you are. So I like to think I'm lucky, but yeah, I didn't find anything. But, you know, it happens. But I got some exercise, and that's what it's all about, you know, being out here and enjoying the ocean and the smell of the salt air and the sand and the surf. All right, we got a little patch of rocks here. We're going to take a look, see what we can find. Yeah, they don't glow the same when it's foggy out. You know, when it's the bright sun, boy, you look at the right angle and they just glow. It's pretty amazing. I mean, when you see it glowing, I mean, it's almost like you can't not see it glowing once you see it. Got here, maybe a sugar agate. Hey, what's up, Verta? Yeah, I like driftwood too. This is maybe a sugar agate, kind of, maybe. Don't know. Just throw it back and hope for a big agate. Yeah, see, we got footsteps. Someone out here walking the dog. Watch out, you might step on a turd. Don't want to be stepping on turds out here. You know, nothing so far, but you never know. Sometimes you're walking along where there really aren't any rocks and you find an agate. So, I mean, we'll just keep our eyes peeled, keep a looking. Yeah, we got tons of driftwood, that's for sure. No shortage of that. I guess some of the wood that, you know, in the winter that washes up on the beach is like pretty valuable stuff, you know. The cedar and I don't know what other ones, but people will come out and cut chunks off these big giant logs that wash up on the beach. I just don't know enough about the different types of wood and what's valuable, but yeah, I saw a guy one time pulling a big old log out with his truck. So, and then again, maybe it was just valuable to him. What is the white bubble? What white bubble? Yeah, sometimes I find petrified wood. I don't know, it's hard to identify a lot of times. You know, you kind of really got to know what you're looking for. But yeah, I found a small piece the other day. But yeah, the cool thing about walking along the beach, you know, you never know what's washed up. Especially after the storms, like in the wintertime. I mean, it gets crazy. I mean, you'll see tons of stuff. Mostly trash, of course. Yeah, this last winter, there was a ton of needle caps washing up on the beach. And I don't know if they were washing up or somebody was leaving them out there, but there was a bunch of them. Anyways. People are pigs sometimes. Yeah, we're gonna walk way down there. It's too foggy to even see how far we're gonna walk, but we're gonna go a ways. See what we can find. See down here where the surf is. Kind of washed up in agate. We'll look down here real quick. Get dangerously close to getting wet. Shout out to everybody who's watching. It's like Verta's got the most comments. See if anybody could beat her for the most comments. We'll make a contest. I don't know, last time I was out here, I didn't find any agates, but random dogs will walk up to me and then sit down next to me. So it's kind of weird like that. I think this dog is gonna come over to me maybe. It happens. It happens to me all the time. Nope, the owner called the dog back. Patricia, hello. Thanks for stopping by. We're looking for agates, for rock hounding, we're treasure hunting. See what we can find out here. Yeah, it's funny the way random dogs will come up to me and sit next to me while I'm standing there. It happened twice last time I was out here. Of course, didn't find any agates, but you know, like I say, that's okay. It's out here for the exercise and the fun. That's kind of a cool looking rock. Kind of a green with some stripes. Put it in the bag. Why not? Like I say, you know, last time you don't want to be carrying around a whole bunch of rocks. You can get tired out pretty quick doing that. Take a look up here in these rocks. You never know. I'll see like that. That's like quartz. Eduardo. Hello from Android. Yeah, so that's like a quartz. Let's see what these people are looking for. Hi. What you guys looking for?
Oh, anything and everything.
Yeah, just kind of rock hounding?
Yeah.
Cool.
What you're looking for, you have a bag right there.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
are you looking for?
Agates.
Of course. We
Yeah.
are too.
Yeah, cool. Right
So
on.
we're new to agate hunting. so
Okay,
we
cool.
don't
I'm doing a YouTube live. I'm not filming you. It's
Oh,
filming that way.
Isn't that beautiful right
Yeah,
there?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Doing a live. Did one last Sunday. Found a big agate out here.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Well, best of luck finding some agates.
Well, you too. I hope you find another big one.
Thank you. Have a great day, guys. Yeah, like I say, stop and talk to people. You know, they're rock hounding too, looking for agates. You know, gotta wish them luck. You know, they'll find the ones that are meant for them, and I'll find the ones that are meant for me. That's the way that goes. They just kind of appear to you somehow. I don't know how that works, you know, if it's the universe or what, but it just seems that way. It's like you find the ones you're meant to find, and they'll find the ones they're meant to find. But yeah, sometimes you stop and you talk to somebody, and man, you know, all of a sudden you, out of the corner of your eye, you see something glowing, and boom, there it is, an agate. And you go, excuse me, I'll be right back, and run over and grab it. So I got a little rock pile here going on. Oh, that's not an agate, that's a white rock. Sometimes these will fool you. These ones will fool you sometimes. I mean, they're kind of see-through, but we'll throw it on back. Just kind of fool you. Just they glow a little bit. But hey, sometimes that draws you to other stuff. That's kind of cool looking. Like green and white. I kind of like that. We'll throw it in the bag. It won't hurt. See if we can get it in some water here. There we go. Clean it off a little bit. People pay for driftwood? Oh my God, it's so plentiful here. I know a spot where it's, oh my God. I don't even know how you would get a lot of it out though. I mean, some of the pieces are really big. No agates yet. See, those are kind of cool too. I like those. I'll leave it there in case somebody else likes it. Oh, trying to sneak up on me. See that? Mama always said, watch out for sneaker waves. Yeah, a lot of cool rocks. You know, like I say, you can't grab them all. Otherwise, you know, I mean, it's a good workout, but oh boy, you grab too many and you'd be sorry. You have to start throwing some back. Well, sometimes you just go with what your gut tells you. I don't know why it just said to walk up here for some reason. Got to follow that little inner voice. I looked over here and something said walk over here, and that's what I'm doing. Ooh, it's disgusting. What's that? Poop bag. Somebody's doggy bag. Disgusting slobs. But, you know, hey, sometimes you're wrong too. Sometimes, you know, it's telling you, hey, go over there, and you don't find anything. But sometimes you do. It's weird like that. Or sometimes, like I say, another rock kind of catches your eye and you're like, oh wow, look at that rock. And you walk over to check it out and you find an agate next to it that you didn't even see right away, you know, which is kind of cool. We're getting to kind of a bare spot here. But that's okay. Like I say, they can be anywhere. Heck, it could be up back there. You never know. Yeah, those white rocks, those are like quartz. Some of them I like the ones that are, I call them moon rocks. They glow like the moon, but they're white. They're not a quartz. I don't know what they are, but they're kind of cool. Some of them. I like when they're kind of rounded and almost look like an egg. They're kind of egg-shaped. It's kind of neat. Now, where you see black sand, that's where there's gold. There's gold in the black sand. So I don't have a gold pan with me, or but, you know, like I say, we are out here hunting treasure. hunting agates and rock hounding, so just spreading some positive vibes. Well, this one's gonna come try to get me. We gotta run. Gotta run. Woo! That was close. Yeah, sometimes the waves will push you right over to an agate too. You know? Kind of stop and look around. Sometimes it pushes you over here for a reason. Yeah, that was pretty darn close, man. That was trying to get me. Usually you can hear them. Hear that loud crash. You know it's a big one. That's when you look up and take off running. Well, nothing so far, you guys. I hate to disappoint you. But, you know, like I say, I'll find the ones that are meant for me. Yeah, what's that? Yeah, maybe a sugar agate, kinda. Yeah, we'll throw it in the bag anyway. Why not? We don't have too many yet. It's not getting heavy. Yeah, last time we were picking up some jasper. See, that's quartz mixed with a rock. Those are kind of cool looking, but not really what I'm looking for. We'll just throw it back to the ocean. Here comes the water. Another sugar agate. Toss it back. That's an interesting piece of driftwood there. Kind of cool look. Got some burn marks on it. There's driftwood all over the place here. I mean, look at that. Yeah, I often wondered if I could make stuff out of driftwood. You know, if people would buy it. Oh, Eddie! Eddie from Antioch. Eddie and Crystal. What's going on? Shout out to the peeps. Somebody made a little collage of wood here. See, I'm always looking around. You know, a lot of times when you find little crab legs and shells and stuff, there's agates near there too. See, there's a piece of jasper. Nice red chunk. Throw that back. Hope for an agate. Now, we're just gonna keep on trucking. See if we can't see something glowing out here. Uh-oh, watch out. Yeah, waves are cracking pretty good. I think they'd be washing some agates up. Wash one right up to your feet sometimes. It happens. You're just standing there, wave comes in, you back up, you go back, and there's an agate there. I mean, it happens. We made another little fort out of sticks, huh? Little driftwood fort. Yeah, hey, thank you, Eddie, for stopping by. That's super cool. I love it. Just out here spreading positivity. Let's see what we got down here. This is the little spots I like to look. Right here. Yeah, sun's breaking through the fog, so they might glow if they're out here. How you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. See, there's a sugar agate. I wish I could say every time you find a sugar agate and throw it back, you'd find an agate, but it's probably not true. Like I say, sometimes you just stand here. One that you didn't see before just kind of jump out at you. Yeah, like I said last time, there was one, it was so clear, I had to kick it with my foot. I thought it was a jellyfish. Turned out it was a clear agate. That was pretty cool. Hoping to see an agate out here for you guys. Now that the sun's peeking out. Maybe a piece of sea glass, something. I say sea glass is, at least here, rarer than an agate. I find way more agates than I do sea glass. I always like finding a piece of sea glass. That's always cool. See, there goes one of those white rocks. Semi-transparent. They're kind of cool. Let's throw it on back. Let's see if we can get an agate for it. It's a trade-in. Yeah, hopefully we get lucky. Lucky and find something cool. So I'll say if the sun's there, I like to look about there. No, you're not staring at the sun. The sun will blind you. That's usually when you can see the sun like that and go about this angle. That's usually when they glow, but there's no agates right here. They're not glowing, or they're just not showing themselves to me, maybe. There's always that chance, too. That one agate's sitting there waiting for someone else. Oh yeah, look at this. Another one of those white rocks. It's a big one. I like to say, those are the ones you wish were agates. You want to fill up your whole bag full of those. Oh, sugar agate. A little bit transparent. We'll put it in the bag. All right, this is the place here. I know it. This is where we're going to find one. Piece of jasper. Brown jasper. Throw that back. Kind of sugar agate. Keep that one. That's nice. That one just kind of snuck right up on us. I'm not even sure if there's anybody else watching besides you two, or what the number is. Hard to see the screen on the phone. I swear this should be a good spot for agates, I would imagine. They do like to hang out with other rocks. These are always kind of cool looking. I don't know what they are. Kind of, I don't know, have a volcanic look to them. And agates do come from superheated volcanoes. I don't know, who knows how long ago, a million years or whatever it took. Not an agate, but good looking rock. Just throw in the yard. Oh, water trying to get us. How you guys doing? Good. You guys find any rocks? Looking for agates? Oh, you don't know what an agate? Well, I'll show you one. It's a volcanic glass, and they're kind of transparent, and they wash up on the beach. Yeah, they're called agates.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
I like that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
You found that.
keep your eyes keep your eyes open. You might find one.
Now the nighttime the water coming, you can see that only I come no see.
Yeah.
Because the water no more go there.
Well, they're easier to find when they're wet, because they shine when they're wet. So
the daytime are coming 2 p.m. 3 p.m. the no wet. Now wet you can see the.
you can see it better. Yeah.
Yeah, better. Before
Yeah.
the daytime the water no go there.
That's true.
Yeah, you see difficult. Now you see easy. Yeah, you want.
Yep. Have a wonderful day, guys. Thank you. You too. Where do all the big tree trunks come from? The ocean? Well, they probably wash down the river when there's a storm. River overflows, and it'll take whole trees with it, or tree stumps that have been, left from logging and stuff, and those will flow down the river and then get washed up on the beach. So that's where a lot of the giant ones, they come from. They get washed down the river in the major rainstorms. Well, we're in a pretty good spot here, guys. I think we should slow down a little bit, keep our eyes peeled. Like I say, it can get a little boring at times, but it's just kind of peaceful. Be out here with the waves. I just like the sound of the waves crashing. I say it's always good to stop and talk to people. Sometimes when you're talking to someone, just boom, there it is, an agate. So that's always cool when that happens. Oh, it's kind of funny. Once you get into hunting for these agates, it's kind of hard not to hunt for the agates. Kind of get a bug, like someone searching for gold, I guess. How they get the gold bug, the gold fever. I guess I got agate fever. Kind of neat looking rock. I wish I could find some petrified wood to show you guys, or maybe even a piece of sea glass. They say sea glass is pretty hard to find here anyway. I'm sure there's places out there where sea glass is plentiful. Nice piece of jasper there, red jasper. It's got a nice little vein in it. Kind of cool. I like those for the yard. We'll stick that in the bag. Weigh us down a little bit. A cool looking rock. All it needs an agate now. Another piece of jasper with a white vein in it. We'll throw these on back and ask for agates. Back there, that's kind of cool. Whoa! Have a nice little rock. Not quite an agate. I'll keep that one. Yeah, I like these little rocks too. They're really smooth. And usually are different colors, kind of cool. Like I say, we can't pick up too many of those though. Next thing you know, you got a heavy old bag that you got to carry around with you. Sometimes it feels like you're picking up rocks that you wish were better rocks. Well, like I said, I came out here the other night, didn't find any agates at all. So, I mean, hey, it could happen. Just be out here, not find any. But, you know, that's okay too. If it's not meant to happen, not meant for me to find one. So I'll find the ones that are meant for me. Oh, I got some more people looking for rocks over there. Like I say, a lot of times they won't find the ones that are meant for you. They only find the ones that are meant for them. Same goes for me. I'm not gonna find them unless they're the ones that are meant for me. Sometimes that's just how it goes. Yeah, that's a sugar agate. Not a real agate, but a sugar agate. Kind of cool. Kind of cool, but we'll throw it on out. Yeah. I'd like to thank everybody who's watching the live. I mean, if you're scrolling on through a bunch of lives, stop here for a while, check it out. Might find some treasure here. Rock hounding, agate hunting for treasure. So stick around a while. Oh, nice sugar agate. I like these ones. Sailing Con, hi, how are you? How you guys doing? Looking for some agates. You guys find anything cool? Right on. Some little round white ones. Those will fool you. You might think that's an agate from a distance. Yeah, a lot of people come here on vacation. They go looking for rocks and agates and stuff like that. And that's kind of how I ended up here anyway. So I came here on vacation. And it was the first time I started looking for agates. Someone said, oh yeah, I got to find these agates out there on the beach. So went out. First time looking for them, found one. It was a little tiny one, but I did find one. And that's kind of what got me hooked. I was like, wow, this is cool. So, just kind of nerding out on these agates. I'm an agate nerd, I guess. Well, that's all good. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me whether, you know, people like, me or what I do, or, all I try to do is just try to be a good person. Try to spread some positive vibes, the beach vibes out here. Hopefully, you guys are feeling the vibes. I don't know. My whole life it seemed like the people that like me, love me. The people that don't. That's just the way life goes, I guess. Not everybody's going to like you. And sometimes I don't even think you should seek approval from anybody. If you're doing good, you're doing good things, you're a good person. Who cares what anybody thinks? One thing I like about being out here, there's always something to do. Hey, you could go fly a kite, go take a hike, you could pound sand and kick rocks. There's always something to do. Yeah, sometimes it's cool just to kick back and watch the waves roll in. Got a sip of water, got thirsty all of a sudden. Keep cruising, see what we find. Like I say, hey, I've been skunked before. And there's other times where you just keep finding them one after another. Bang, bang, bang. Just all in a row, Some days you might only find one. I was at a spot earlier. Found a couple. They're not too bad. Before the live's over, I'll show them to the camera so you guys can see them. But yeah, like I say, don't be afraid to check out other footprints, because people aren't looking for them or don't know to look for them, or maybe they saw it and didn't even pay any attention to it, So you'll find them right in footprints sometimes. Now, when I first started looking, I thought, oh man, maybe I shouldn't look over there. A bunch of footprints. It's already been picked clean. And somehow you end up over there where the footprints are and you find an agate. It just happens. And I'm not sure if it's better when the tide is coming in or when the tide is going out. I'm not really sure. I'm no expert, that's for sure. But I would assume when the tide's coming in that it's washing them up. And the tide's going out right now. Obviously, we haven't found any, so maybe that is how it works. I don't know. But actually, anytime you can find them anytime. People will tell you, oh, you can only go at low tide. Low tide's the best time. And, I've been out at low tide and not found anything. Been out at high tide and found them, so. Whoa. This is the water line. This is where the water was up to. And you'd think maybe it would put an agate up here, since they are lighter than rocks. But hey, never know. Yeah, I don't know what these little sea anemone things are, but I know once they're on the beach for a couple days, they stink real bad. That's for darn sure. My eyes messing with me? Or is that an agate? Kind of a sugar agate, but oh boy, it's a real nice one. That's a really nice sugar agate. I saw that thing glowing. Maybe it's half agate. I don't know. It's nice though. We're gonna keep that for sure. So it's kind of an agate, I guess. Sure would have been nice to find a red carnelian that size. Those are always awesome to find. Yeah, it was funny. The first time I found a fist-sized agate, it was on this beach. And it was just all by itself in the sand. And I saw it, I couldn't believe it. And it was a carnelian. It was red. And ran over and I picked it up. Man, what a feeling. I mean, I was jazzed. And I thought, man, that would have been cool to record that, you know? And that's when I decided, hey, when I find agates, when I see it, I mean, if I can, as long as the surf's not going to take me out. Sometimes the surf is coming in and out so fast you can't, but that's when I decided that, hey, I'm gonna record them when I find them. And that's kind of what started this, was me finding that one big agate. And like I say, sometimes it's just luck. I don't know, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it. Like I say, if it's meant for you to find, you'll find it. You know, hey, you never know. I might have walked past 3, 4, 5 agates on this live. You never know. I guess we'll never know. Maybe there were, maybe there weren't. A lot of times right in this debris line is where you'll find them sometimes. Sometimes that's a good place to look. But usually in this debris line, if there's a lot of rocks, it's usually where those agates go for some reason. But no real luck tonight. Been skunked before, so it's not going to hurt my feelings. I just enjoy being out here. Of course, there's fog now, so we don't have any sunlight, so they are much harder to see when you don't have sunlight. Yeah, sometimes you're just stumbling around, you'll stumble right into one. Seashell. The agates are here. I know they are. We just have to find them. Oh, see, look at that. Well, if that's not a petrified wood. I wished it was. Well, those waves are kicking. I wish they were kicking up some agates. Yeah, I'm sure a bunch of people just jumping in and out of all the different live streams. Scrolling on past. Don't scroll past so fast. If you're here right now, maybe there's a reason. Maybe you should just chill for a second. Watch the ocean. Oh, and everybody, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're watching. And, give a like. Make comments, all that kind of stuff. That's more of like a quartz. I'll leave that here. Kind of a cool looking rock. Put that one in the bag. But we're really looking for an agate. We just need one. I'm not trying to be greedy. One nice agate. Nice to find one about that size. That's for sure. Yeah, pretty foggy out. Oh, we got some pretty good waves. Yeah, the fog's rolled in quite a bit. But the fog always makes me feel at home. That's one thing. A lot of people, they don't like the fog. Me, that makes me feel at home. Yeah, when Verta says when the tide's going out, there's more ground you can cover. That is true. And maybe that's why people say always go at low tide, you know. So I wanna find them right as they're washing up. I want them to wash up to my feet and be like, I'm yours. I was meant for you. There's nothing wrong with being an agate nerd. Yeah, I guess. Well, yeah. Who knows? Maybe we're walking past a bunch of agates and we just can't see them because of the fog. We don't have the sun lighting them up. Oh, there, look at that. Look at that. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. It's almost like it's a piece of glass. That might be a piece of sea glass. But wow, that's cool. That's pretty darn awesome there. See, you never know what you might find. We just found treasure. There it goes. Yeah. I'm not sure if that's an agate or a piece of glass. And we're going to put it in the agate container. Show you guys what we've found today so far. Let's dump them out. So there's today's find. That was a pretty nice one. There'll be a video coming on that one soon enough, and this one as well. But I wasn't sure on this what it was, but I thought it was cool, so I picked it up. Like this piece of glass, it might be too big to fit in the agate container. See if that'll, nope, it's not gonna fit in there. I use a little peanut container to hold my agates, and that's not going in, that's going in the bag. That's a good size, especially if it's sea glass. Usually sea glass is really small, so that's kind of cool. Glad we found something during the live anyway. I didn't get skunked, that's for sure. And you know, always when I find something, I look around that same spot. You never know, sometimes they travel in pairs. Get that agate container back in the bag. And a piece of seashell. Yeah, broken though. Clamshell. Yeah, that was a pretty good find. Yeah, I'm stoked. It wasn't a total waste of time. Now we got a stretch here with no rocks. Well, very little anyway. But we'll just kind of cruise along. Look at the ocean. Check out the waves. Peace and tranquility. Right, we got some rocks here, some footprints, but like I say, don't let the footprints discourage you. Got a little patch of rocks down here. We're gonna go investigate. Pause it or not, but had to send a text message. Yeah, I had to send a text message real quick. That's maybe why I lost the sound. Hey Jamie, have you found any tonight? I figured it'd be too foggy. Yeah, it's real foggy, but I did find, I don't know if I think it's a piece of sea glass that I found. It's a pretty good size, and I was pretty stoked on that. Thanks for everyone coming out, supporting the channel. Another cool rock. I say we can't carry too many rocks. I always look around these big pieces of driftwood. For some reason, the agates will be out there sometimes by this driftwood. I don't see anything here, but sometimes always worth a look. A little stretch here where there's not really a lot of rocks, so we'll go up higher where the rocks are. Even though there's footprints and people have been here, it doesn't mean a thing. Sometimes you'll find one anyway. Yeah, it's funny how because being on the coast, it stays lighter longer than it does, when you're inland. Oh, dead bird. Dead bird. Poor little bird. I was talking on the phone with my dad, and it was a beautiful sunset here on the coast, and it was, I guess, totally dark where he was. I mean, he's, in the foothills, so he's not too far away. When I see little pieces of trash like this, I try to pick them up, keep the litter off the beaches when I can, and build up the agate karma. Sometimes that's just enough. Pick up a piece of trash and then you'll find an agate. Yeah, some big pieces of driftwood. Yeah, we're always trying to build up the good karma, that's for sure. There, driftwood. Right around these big logs sometimes you'll find them, but doesn't look like right now there's any. but I have found them around big logs like that. In fact, the first little agate I found, probably 6-7 years ago, the very first time I went out, it was right by a big piece of driftwood like that. It's just a little tiny one. But yeah, that giant piece of driftwood would be kind of cool to make a bench out of, you know, or, you know, something like this, you know, you could make a sign, you know. If you got the woodworking skills, I guess. I don't know, people take stuff like this, I guess, and make coffee tables. I mean, that's a pretty good size piece of driftwood there. Coffee table size. We're up here in the debris field. Sometimes this is where you find agates. Of course, there's been some people here already, but like I say, that doesn't mean a thing. I wish the sun was a little brighter, a little less fog. It makes things glow. Yeah, funny, sometimes you see something glowing, you think, oh man, that's an agate. And you get over there, it's a piece of plastic. You know, it's happened. But yeah, a ton of driftwood. I mean, if you like driftwood, this is definitely the place to be. You know, if you're handy like that and you do woodworking with driftwood, this would be a good place to find a bunch of driftwood to do that kind of stuff. And I guess somebody else built a little fort. See what's going on. And see what kind of rocks are down by the shore. I'm not even sure how long this live's been going now. It's a while, because I know I've walked quite a distance. Go down and check out these rocks here. Never know what you might find. Might find a sea glass or an agate. Jamie, do you use driftwood in your rock garden? Yes, I do some. You know, if it's a cool enough looking piece of driftwood, I'll take it home sometimes. But sometimes when you're, you know, walking and you're so far away from your vehicle, it's they're too heavy. You know, some of the nicer pieces are way too heavy to carry. You know. I guess maybe if you had a 4x4 truck that, you know, you could drive on the beach or something and drive down, throw it in the bed of the truck maybe. But yeah, my truck's only 2-wheel drive, so that'd probably get stuck in the sand. And I've seen what happens when vehicles get stuck in the sand and then the tide comes in, it buries them. Yeah, it happened at this other beach near here 3 years ago. guy had a truck. He was driving out on the beach, and it was a four-wheel drive, and I guess he was driving fine, but there was where one of the creeks was coming through out to the ocean. I guess he didn't realize how deep that creek was, and got in there, couldn't get out, and then the tide came in and buried that truck, I mean, up to the roof. It was crazy. I mean, just buried it. Yeah, this bag's a little heavy now. Too many big rocks in there that aren't agates. I told you that's what happens. Sometimes you start picking up these rocks. Sometimes you end up with too many of them. Yeah, I like the pieces of driftwood that are like a root, you know, that's been kind of tumbled almost, you know. I think that's always cool. And those ones I'll try to pick up if they're not too heavy. You know, they can fit in a grocery bag or something, you know. Throw those out in the rock garden. Man, nobody out here with dogs either. I say last time I was out, I didn't find any agates, but a couple different dogs just ran away from their owners and come over to me and sit down right by me. I don't know what that is, but maybe it's, you know, positive energy or what, but it happens to me all the time. Dogs will run over and just come sit next to me. I'll be standing there and they'll just sit. This one, last week, it just came over, sat down. Its owner started calling it. It laid down right next to my feet. And then the owner had to pretend they were running away. And then the dog thought, oh, I better go. And it took off running. Also, yes. Ah, here goes something somebody built. Probably we're gonna set that on fire or something. People build things with the wood out here, and sometimes they burn it, which is not really allowed. They don't really allow you to burn too much out here, especially this time of year. But people are allowed to drive on the beach. You can drive out here, as you can see with the tire tracks. All right, we're gonna go up to the giant piece of driftwood that's buried in the sand. It's a giant tree trunk. We're gonna go up to that and then we're gonna end the live, but I'll empty the bag and show all the finds, so you guys can see everything that we found. Yeah, tire tracks are sometimes good too when they're going through the rock, so they'll push the little agates out and you'll find agates in the tire tracks. Yeah, there's definitely gold out here too. The black sand. I've seen people out here prospecting, taking the black sand and run it through a sluice box. And I mean, heck, at $3,300 an ounce, why wouldn't you? You know. I don't know if you guys can see that far yet, that there's a big tree trunk that's buried in the sand. It was exposed last year before all this driftwood popped up. Get some rocks over here. Take a look. You never know. Might be the last chance to dance. Bunch of quartz. Nothing. Just that one piece of sea glass. It was a good piece of sea glass. That was a nice find. There's a nice piece. Those are the kind of driftwoods I like. Stuff that looks like that. That's kind of cool. The bag's already heavy with all these non-agates. But yeah, this whole thing here, I mean, it was a giant tree trunk. It wasn't even buried by the sand last year. The sand came and just buried the whole thing. Well, we got one last chance to dance here. Little rock pile. It used to be a really good spot to find agates right by that tree trunk. That was a hot spot last year. This year, not so much. It's changed. I guess it constantly changes, but it has changed. Definitely changed. And right about here is where I found my first big agate. Like, that was the carnelian. It was fist size. It was before I started filming it, and that's kind of what made me want to film finding agates. That was kind of what did it. All right, we're gonna go here. We're gonna check out the finds. But yeah, this whole thing, I mean, it was so huge you could barely climb on it. But we're gonna take a look at the finds here. Bear with me. Let's see if we can set this up somewhere where you can see the ocean. There we go. All right, guys, I've dumped it out. All right, so this is today's finds. Like I say, this is almost an agate, sugar agate maybe half agate. I don't know. Sea glass, I'm pretty sure. I thought it was an agate at first, but now I'm thinking that's the bottom of a bottle. It was maybe a bottom piece from a liquor bottle or something, some sort of bottle. And then this was the best agate we found today. That wasn't on the live. Found this was really interesting, kind of an agate almost. And a couple smaller agates. I filmed those. Those will be posted on YouTube, finding those, of course. But yeah, that's pretty much all we got today. Put you back here for now. Right there. All right, well, I just want to thank everybody for hanging out, everybody that stopped by. I want to thank everybody that watches this video in the future. Yeah. Anyways, we're going to end this here. Much love, everybody. Have a wonderful evening.